I'm Cheyne Walls, and thank you so much for checking out my channel. And I make my living as a fine art and nature photographer that specializes in capturing the beauty of our national parks.
Good morning, good day, good evening, depending on where you're watching this from and when you're watching this. And on this episode, I was going to go over my 2020 travels to the Eastern Sierras for fall color. And like most of 2020, it was kind of a 2020 trip, so to speak. It wasn't my best, especially to the Eastern Sierras, but I did get some great shots, and I'll show you those here in a second. But it was one of those, when I decided to go to the Eastern Sierras this year, is because a lot of storms were coming in the 10-day forecast when I decided to go. Getting there, it was nothing but blue sky. And on top of that, some fires broke out while I was there. So I had to deal with that, with the smoke, some closures and everything like that. So it was an interesting trip. Had a bear encounter, nevertheless, but I got some great photos. It was a great experience, great learning experience. So we arrived last night in the Eastern Sierras, and this morning I decided to check out June Lake. As you can see behind me, it's pretty good. We're seeing some good yellows, but we're still about 3 or 4 days early for full fall color here. So this morning I'm gonna go scout the area. There's a beautiful river behind me. I'm just gonna follow it and see what we can find. Since this is such a beautiful area, I found a great shot in no time. And what really caught my eye about this shot is the beautiful dark background that made the tree, this aspen tree, just pop. So what I want to do with this shot, since the background is so dark already and it's making the tree pop that much more, I'm going to take down my depth of field all the way down to 5.6, and with this medium format camera, that's really giving me about 2 feet worth of depth of field, which is just going to make this tree pop even more with the black background, the darker background, excuse me, which is going to help this tree pop even more with these strong yellows, dark background behind it, and the shallow depth of field. Since it is still early in the morning and the sun is just starting to hit the mountaintops here, I'm in the valley, so I still have a little bit, but right now is the perfect time because it's warmer light. Still looking at about a 2-second exposure. So that's gonna give me the beautiful flow of the water. The tree's gonna pop because the tree is about 2 stops brighter than the background. And on top of that, I don't want to get too much motion with the water because I still want to show the nice reflection of the tree in the water. And to add to this shot, it's framed beautifully by these 2 aspen trunks, and I'm getting little whiffs of fog every now and then, mist off the water. It was a cold night last night, so I'm going to try to capture that as well as this beautiful little reflection in the calmer part of the water. So I don't want to use any filters on this shot. Now, I mean, that's the way you want to start out a trip. I never go out with high hopes because then you're just disappointed. But really today, I had no hopes at all. I would just come in here scout it. And to find that great little tree, I mean, I've been here 100 times. I've never actually walked by that. I mean, I may walk by that tree once or twice, but it was never that perfect with that dark of a background, that beautiful yellow aspen. It's already made my trip. It's the first day. So let's see, let's get back to it. You guys don't want to hear about that. With these high overcast skies, it's not the worst lighting for fall color, but it's also not the best. It doesn't create that mood like we had this morning where the sun was coming up and just filling the valley with kind of that warm light. Gives a little bit of contrast to really define that tree from its background. That was beautiful, really uplifted the shot. And with the cold weather we were having earlier this morning, that mist coming off the river here or stream, it was just beautiful. It really gave that shot that little extra thing it needs to stand above, be a gallery type image. So, but on that note, since it's getting a little overcast, I think we're just gonna do a little bit more scouting today, hop in the truck, drive around a little bit and just see what we can find. And hopefully, there's 20% chance of rain. If some rain came in, that would kind of darken everything up, give us a little bit of contrast with the lighter top layer of overcast. That would be great. But 20%, no fingers crossed. Again, I'm not gonna keep my hopes too high. I'm just gonna enjoy this beautiful, beautiful area.
Now, I really like this image, but I thought under different circumstances, different weather, it could be a lot better. And according to the weather report, it was supposed to really cool off over the next couple days. So I decided to come back 3 days later thinking, okay, I might get a little bit more mist because it's colder out, and hopefully the fall colors maybe changed a little bit more. But this is what I got, and this is what I'm really excited about. Now, I'm really excited about this shot for a lot of reasons. One, the mist, and everything just kind of came together. It's perfect with the heavy mist, and it was a low mist too. 10 feet above the fog or the mist there, it was clear sky. So that's what was really lighting those aspen leaves. They were just sucking up and reflecting all the light from above the mist, which just made it pop like a beacon, as you can see, which I just love that about this shot. It really makes it pop. And also, too, something interesting that I was not expecting. The creek was about 3 or 4 inches lower than it was 2 or 3 days ago. So I was seeing more of the rocks. There's little kind of mossy patches came up. So I got to see that, and that was catching some leaves. So it was all around. I was so glad I came back because I'm really, like I've said a few times, I'm really excited about this shot. Now, I wish I got this on film, but please understand, this YouTubing is new to me, and really right now it's all about capturing these gallery type images for my studio in Laguna Beach. And coming into the shot, I kind of blanked on the video, to be honest with you. I showed up, it was really foggy and misty. I got really excited, but the wind was howling, and it kind of scared me, to be honest. I thought, oh no, all the fall color is going to be gone. As you can see in the photo, it actually turned out to be a huge advantage for this shot, putting some leaves in the river, in the creek, excuse me. I'm still learning this process of filming everything, and it's a little bit more difficult than you think, and I am really bad at multitasking. I can really only concentrate on one thing, so it's either good video or a good image, and I'm trying to work on that to get better. So if you like what you're seeing here, please hit subscribe. I'm going to keep doing this, but hopefully we'll get better at this. We will. And I want to make this channel a little bit different than the other photographers' channels. My livelihood is shooting fine art nature photography. And the video, we're not quite there yet, as you saw. We can still get some better behind the scenes video, but we're really going to work hard at it. And we'd love for you to come along on the journey to watch us grow and expand into video. And just a shameless plug, if you do really like this image, I'm going to be doing a limited run of only 20 prints. So if you'd like some more information on that, please contact us through my website. Here's the first print of the edition, which I did in acrylic.
So here we are, day 2, and I'm actually back at the same spot on the June Lake Drive loop. And I decided to come back here. Once the light from yesterday became a little flat, I just decided to scout the area, and I found this beautiful shot right here. And when the sun comes up, it's gonna hit the mountains behind it. It's got a beautiful reflection. So I'm gonna try to capture this morning. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to capture this beautiful reflection of the fall color and just getting the tip top of these mountains. There's a few good little clouds up there, kind of giving this shot a little bit more depth. So to capture that, I'm using a 1.2 gradiated filter on the front of the lens to darken that to match my exposure of the fall color and the reflection. The reflection is the darkest part, but I also think it's the most exciting part of this photograph. So I'm doing my best to capture it. I'm doing about a 1 to 2 second exposure to really kind of play with the brightness of the reflection, with the fall color in the trees, and get that sky just where I want it with a little bit of ambiance feel with a little bit of ambiance feel with the clouds and the sun just hitting the peaks. Now that the sun's just starting to touch the peaks, the clouds have filled in a little bit, so it's really looking good. And I actually decided, after kind of looking at the shot and really just kind of taking my time, using a light meter, figuring out what I want to do, I actually moved just a little bit farther over because the reflection is great. I really wanted to concentrate on that, but it was missing kind of something to lead your eye. So I moved a little bit over to show these rocks. Now the background is not as perfect as the other one, but I like these rocks, just kind of giving the shot a little bit more stable of a feel. It just really helps showcase that I'm in, a river, stream. I think it helps show the scene a little bit better. I'm not liking the background quite as much. It's still a really great composed image, I think, but just moving over and giving the rocks in the stream, I think adds that much more to this shot. Since those early morning clouds have dissipated and now it's completely blue sky, I moved on to this aspen grove here. With where this aspen grove is situated, the sun should come up and the light should just dance right through these trees, really highlighting the yellows, the greens, the browns, the whites of the trees. I'm really looking forward to see how this looks. Now you can see I got lucky. This is working out perfectly. The sun's rising right in the perfect spot. The light's just dancing through these trees, filling that tall grass, giving that beautiful look, that depth to the shot. Now my 90mm on my Alpha camera here, so I'm going to create a long panoramic. This nice flow through the aspen trees and the light coming through it, almost kind of like a snake-like S. So I want the right side of the photo to be up close, show deep into those aspens. I'm going to pan the camera for 6 images to stitch together, just really showing off this beautiful location, the perfect light for this, fall colors right at its peak. This would be a nice shot. And I've leveled the camera. I've used my bubble level, and here on the phase 1 back, it's got a leveler on it too. So when I pan through these 6 shots, they'll be perfectly even. I'm going to give about, since it's a 90mm lens, I'm going to give about 30 to 40% overlap, so they fit nice and tight on each other. But since it is a 90mm lens, like I said, there shouldn't be too much warpage that I have to worry about. Now, before I even turn on my camera, I always check with my light meter. And a lot of people ask me, why do you use a light meter if you're shooting digital? And how I like to do it, I don't like to compose my shot by looking on the back of my screen. I like to compose it knowing where the highlights are, where the darks are, and just to get a kind of a feel for the shot. It feels more organic to me. I know I'm using digital. I know this is digital too, but it just feels more film related to me. It feels more organic, and it helps me create a better composition. Today I'm in Rock Creek to do a little exploring, and as you can see, Mother Nature's not helping us out too much. It's clear skies, nothing but blue. So we'll do our best. We'll work with what we have, and I'm going to try to shoot, kind of up through the aspen trees. I found a cool little grove up behind me here. Let's go check it out and see what we can get. So I just can't help myself. I have to set up and get a shot here because with this blue sky and this saturated fall color, it's just gonna be beautiful. And as you can see on this video, I'm using a polarizer. Use a polarizer on the camera as well, and that blue sky is just gonna pop, as well as those reds and yellows. It's hard to turn down a shot like this, which is just so saturated with color. It's not gonna be an award winner, but it's gonna be a fun little, just a pop of color, either in a book or even to really get your attention on Instagram or Facebook. So this is more the shot I had in mind when I woke up this morning. I knew there was gonna be only blue skies today. What I'm trying to do is I'm getting this beautiful red aspen. It's backlit by the sun. And I'm trying to get the right exposure where the leaves are just bright red without going too dark on the trunk. I don't want any dark shadows in this. I want it to be a high key shot. But right now I'm just trying to get with the wind to blow to get that perfect starburst coming through the trees. And what I did, I put on my 70mm lens just for the fact to get closer to the shot. And also, I like the starburst a little bit better on the longer lenses. 70 and 90, I prefer much more than like a 35 or 23mm lens. If you're in the Eastern Sierras, Rock Creek Lake is a must check out for fall color. I'm here right now, and as you can see, it's a little past its prime, a little past peak right now on October 14th. So maybe a little bit earlier in the season. This is amazing. And the best part about this area is there's a resident eagle that flies around here. As you can see from this shot, last year I spent all day following this eagle around and finally got this epic shot. But just a beautiful area, beautiful location, great for fall color. Leaves coming down that stream there, and I heard it sounded like a big branch breaking or something, and I turn around and there's this I can't use the word huge, but there was this big bear. Oh, God, my heart's still pumping. Last night, waking up to ash on the truck, I mean, just a horrible stink of smoke. Visibility is really, really bad. It's only about 300 yards at the moment. Thank you again for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please hit the subscribe button. We're really going to work hard on doing more of these. And we're going to work on getting some more video out there as I try to get that next fine art shot. Thank you again. Cheers.